Welcome back to the Black Exchange. I'm your host, Terrance.
And I'm your man, Hollywood, though. Yeah.
Hollywood in the house. So, yeah, we're talking about mental health awareness. This is Mental Health Awareness Month, and there's so many different things that we need to touch on with this. We're actually cutting our show down to 30 minutes. So we're gonna try and squeeze as much information in here as possible, so that you get your time's worth.
Right. And not only Mental Health Awareness Month, but Men's Health Awareness Month.
Right.
I think it's very important as us men, we need to have a safe space, right, to go and talk to our brothers, our fathers, our uncles, our cousins, about things that we're dealing with. Don't just give up, but to engage with somebody who may be on the same level or might know what you're going through. And that's something we don't do as men.
Right.
We like try to hold it all in, and what ends up happening with that?
Well, of course, eventually you can only hold in so much, and eventually that's all going to start to pour out in one way or another. Hopefully we can catch it before it's something that's traumatic or you're affecting the people or the loved ones around you. But in that space of talking about men's mental health awareness, I think a lot of it has to do with making sure that you're getting self-care in there.
Right.
And for me, my self-care a lot of times is going to be the gym, just being able to have that outlet where I can really get in there. I don't have any outside distractions. I don't have anybody in my ear. I got my headphones on. If I see you in the gym and I know you, I'm gonna give you a wave, but I'm gonna go back to my workout.
Directly.
So for myself, that gym time is so crucial in being able to just go through the things that I'm going through, find my direction, even spiritually. So even when I'm in the gym, I'm having conversations with God and trying to better that relationship. So when I do go through things and when I am having a hard time, I'm able to find ways to find myself back grounded. So
right, and that's very important. He spoke on the gym. That's my place. When I'm in that gym, I'm in a zone, and I take my frustrations of the world, the frustrations of the day, what I had going on that day, I'll go in that bad boy and get busy. A lot of times people, when they start the gym, they say, oh, the hardest part is starting, is getting in there. But once you get in there, you gotta remember that if you start on Monday, somebody started Tuesday. So somebody is starting behind you. So don't be discouraged. Oh, I don't know what to do. If you ever see me in there, y'all know, ask me and I'm gonna let you know what to do. This dude taught me a lot of stuff. So there's always somebody that can help you to get motivated. And when you're working out, it gives you a peace of mind. Not just for men, but for women, kids, everybody. That exercise gives you a peace of mind, helps you put you in a better place, and you almost forget about the outside world. It's better than drinking, trust me.
Yeah. Now, I feel when it comes to the self-care, it's really about what's best for you. So there's a point in time where I used to get on my mountain bike and go over to Memorial, and I could ride out there for hours at a time and soak in that nature, get that vitamin D, the sun, and it's really an experience to be out there and really just kind of get back in touch with that outdoor side of you. Now I know that's not for everybody. Like Pete likes to do the road bike. Road bike's not necessarily for me. I feel like I want to be in the shade. I want to be riding through the dirt. I want to go up and down some hills. So I'm not a street rider, but I do like to ride on the trail.
But so I'm a street rider. I'm Harley Davidson, man. I'll get on that bad boy, man, and turn the tunes on, and I'll hit the road. And that's my peace of mind. That's my self-care. I'll get a massage. I'll go and say, hey, you know what? I deserve it. It's not only women that deserve a massage. Some of us brothers, we need a massage sometimes, man.
The real massage, not the Thai massages, but in
the
that.
Happy endings.
So I can't promote any happy endings. I never have. I never will.
Again.
But you really have to kind of find those avenues that are going to help you get that better headspace. And a lot of times it's just getting better sleep. sleep is so important when it comes to our health and our mental capacity to just deal with our everyday stuff. You know, things just don't pop and click like I need them to. And if you're like myself and you're hungry and you're really trying to make moves and better not just your life, but the people that are in your life, getting good sleep is so detrimental. That has to do with our hormones. That has to do with our longevity, the way we think, the way we feel, the way we respond to other people. Because, I mean, I'm not normally a morning person. So, but if I get good sleep, I'm pleasant in the morning. But I promise you, if I don't get good sleep and I have to wake up early like I normally do, that there's a big part of me, like I'm not social, I don't really want to communicate, and it takes me much longer to be back to my normal self. And so if sleep is something that you're struggling with, like for myself, so I always go to bed late, wake up early, and I've always been that way. So for myself, I really have to make a point to either, sometimes I take melatonin, I even take ZQL sometimes to help me just get that really good sleep. But what I've been finding most recently has really helped me on the sleep side is meditating.
Wow.
So I've never really meditated like that before, but in doing that, I feel myself relax, and within 10, 15 minutes, I'm passing out. Like it's literally is now. I know you're not necessarily supposed to fall asleep when you meditate, but I think I run myself so ragged sometimes that once I sit down and I actually start to relax my body, it reminds me how sleepy I am. Right. But on that other side, that the mental and the spiritual focus that comes with the meditation, that ability to calm yourself and really clear your mind. I think that's probably the most difficult part of the meditation is clearing your mind so that those wheels and those gears aren't turning constantly.
Right. And that is relative. That is, you have to find what works for you. I've never been a heavy meditator. Again, my go-to is the gym. I'll go in that gym, man, and I'll work out and I'll block out. When I'm in there by myself. Right. There's nobody in there. I don't care how tight your little sweats are. I don't care how big the booties are. I'm focused on my health. It helps, and like you said, it helps you to sleep. Yeah. You get a good workout,
you're out of there.
Take a shower, forget about it. And one of the misconceptions about working out is, oh, I don't want muscles. It's not just about muscles. It's a woosai moment. Yes. Jump that rope. Find what works for you. Terrance is doing a jump rope challenge. We're all doing. I haven't done it yet. Shame on me, bad Hollywood.
You fell in the challenge, man.
I'm gonna join in the jump rope challenge. But cardio has not been my biggest thing. He's showing me now how cardio is helping me out. Because after I do that, do some of his challenges, I'm out like a light. So find what works for you, but by God, find something.
And
you
start.
have to do something and start. Start tomorrow. Don't wait till the new year. They have the New Year's resolution. It's been around for years.
I can't stand that. If you're going to make a decision to make a change, don't call it a New Year's resolution. Make a commitment to yourself.
A lifestyle change.
To have a lifestyle change and find that motivation. The whole New Year's resolution, I get it. But make it a decision and a commitment for yourself that you want to change in your life. And I always say you're not going to change until it's important enough to you.
Wow.
If you haven't made that change, it's just not important enough. So find out what that motivation is for you and use that to motivate and at least make that first step.
And to piggyback off that, don't wait until you have to do it. Don't wait until there's a diagnosis. Don't wait until your blood pressure's too high. Don't wait until there's a situation that makes you have to work out. Hey, just get up and go. That's the hardest part, but that's the first step. Get up and go. I implore you, that all you guys watching, all you guys listening, get up and go tomorrow.
Right.
Go, get in that gym, sign up for that gym. Don't wait till the first of the year because the prices are going to go up and it's going to be crowded with all the New Year's resolution people. Start now. Your skin is going to get better. Your sleep is going to get better. Your cardiovascular is going to
your mood
get better.
Just your mood's going to be better, right? I mean, I don't know about you, but when I work out, I feel a muscle pump, and it's not about the muscle pump. It's about the euphoria and then the point where I get in the gym and I've left the gym and I say, man, I'm glad that I went. And before I got into that gym, I was like, man, I'm not trying to do this. I'm not feeling it. I've had a long day. These people over here stressing me. I got this and I got that. But once you in there, and once you make that step and you get those first couple reps out, and then you're in your groove, and an hour later you leave the gym, there's never, ever been a point in time where I was upset that I went to the gym.
Absolutely.
There's never been a point in time like, damn, I knew I shouldn't have went to the gym. Right? Never in my life have I said that. And even my clients that maybe initially they're not feeling it. And I work in the boxing gym and I do work all around Houston. But after you get that stress out and you're working and you know, yeah, maybe you are frustrated. Maybe somebody did cut you off or piss you off or rub you the wrong way. What better way to release that negative energy than to put yourself in a position to get in shape? And maybe you're already in shape, right? And it's not necessarily about what our body looks like, but it's how we feel on the inside. And it's how we move and we wake up, and you know, our nutrition is a huge part of that. So all these things are going to result in a better life in some way, shape, or form.
Absolutely.
And not to mention the people around you are going to appreciate it.
Oh, they're going to love it. And it's a confidence booster. It's definitely a confidence booster. I've watched my entire life, Terrance, where people might go through a breakup. And as soon as they go through the breakup, now this one's running to the gym, this one's running to the gym. They're trying to get in shape. So when they see the other one, oh, look at me, look at me. Well, hey, do that while you're together, and maybe whatever caused you to break up, that tension would have been eased if you say, hey, babe,
let's go sweat together.
I love you. Let's go work out. Hey, hon, I love you. Let's go get it. Let's go hit the gym. But we wait till after. Oh, I'm going this way. You're going this way, and you're working hard. I've seen people. I've even trained people that say, "Oh, I just got a divorce, and I'm finna get busy, so I'm gonna show him," or vice versa. I'm gonna show her, and so we wait until
after the fact
instead of doing it together.
Yes,
that ties back into the relationship segment that we'll have later on, but. You have to make a decision. It's a lifestyle change. You can't say, I'm gonna go Monday and then don't go again on Tuesday. No, get in there. Get in there, get busy, stay focused, and trust me, you'll love the results. And like we said at the beginning, physical, working out physically will help you mentally.
That's your hormones. That's every aspect of our well-being. And if you're working out and you're doing it the right way, that means part of it's our nutrition. We're 98% water, right? So that's gonna help with our joint. If you want your hair to grow better, drink more water. Eat better food.
T-Money.
See, he started too late. Now, had he started his nutrition earlier, he might have,
the curly Q.
He might have curly hair and it might be long flowing locks. But I say all that when you start to incorporate even the little small stuff, and then you'll start to notice the bigger stuff, and you start to catch more momentum in the things that you do, it gets I don't even want to say contagious, but to the people around you is contagious. So if you have kids, you have loved ones, they're gonna see what you do and they're gonna want some of that too. And if you open up that conversation, so, kind of tying that back into men's health, if you're having those open conversations that, hey, I would like to get in shape. I do want to go into the gym, but I don't have that motivation. You'd be surprised what kind of motivation comes with just having a conversation.
Right.
So if you're not having a conversation, I'm not a mind reader. Most likely the people around you are not a mind reader. And you'd be surprised that y'all are probably on the same page, whether it's your brother, your sister, your lover, your mother. Have those conversations so that y'all can do those things together. So once you start to surround yourself with people that are like-minded, surrounding yourself with people with similar type of goals, surrounding yourself with the people who want you to be successful, you will be, right? Now, part of that, you have to take ownership of your own success, right?
Absolutely.
Take ownership to your own success, but make sure that you have the right people around you. That's not always easy, especially when it comes to family. Sometimes family be the first one to be like, oh, why you want to work out? Why you want to do that? For me. It ain't got nothing to do with you. This was for me.
Exactly.
And if you love and you care for me, then you'll support me in whatever my journey is.
And if they don't support you, get out there.
Cut them off.
And get busy. You can still talk to them, but go get busy for you. Make the changes for you. And fellas, this is an interesting fact. Exercise helps with,
The libido.
Yeah, no more blue pills. Fellas, you get in that gym, she'll like it too.
Right. So,
Trust me.
And just on the educational side, once we start to get out of shape and have things like diabetes and insulin resistance, that libido is going down. That urge and that it's gonna die.
Right.
And the more that you get into the gym, this is male and female, it increases your libido.
Absolutely.
You want to have better sex? Go to the gym. Right? You want to have more desire? Work out.
You want to look more desirable? Work out.
And that's to
simple.
each their own. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but it does make a difference, right?
Absolutely.
So it's not necessarily about that outside appearance. Sometimes working out and being in the gym makes you beautiful on the inside too, right? It builds confidence in yourself. I've seen that transformation so many times where you might not have that confidence and you might not feel sure of yourself. So it changes your conversation. But once your confidence is in there and you're feeling good and you're checking yourself out in the mirror and you might not be to where you want to be yet, but now you start to see the fruits of your labor.
Absolutely.
Right.
It is a process. A lot of times we sign up for these gyms and we think, oh, it's going to be overnight. No, it's a process. Do the work. I've heard it said before, don't be disappointed in the results you didn't get from the work you didn't put in.
Right.
So, and it's a very simple concept. Go in there, do what you have to do, and get on out. A lot of times we go in there, we like to talk and hang out, but when I used to be a trainer, I would say, hey, you walk into the gym feeling one way, you have to leave a whole different way. Like I'm talking about, hey, I got it in, go home, shower up, and run it back again.
Yeah.
And once you start doing that, you will love it so much. I implore y'all, get in there, get after it. You'll love it. Mm-hmm. And it increases your life. Studies show that the average person that works out lives 20% longer. I don't know how long you're gonna live anyway, but 20% longer than you might have lived for you doing a couple reps. Hey, it's a win-win.
So I was actually watching, it was a clip, and it was a guy, and he was basically asking the question, what is the most valuable thing that we have?
Money.
That was the initial answer. So in having money, this is the question that I propose, is if you could have $1 million tomorrow, and tomorrow is the only day that you had to spend it, or you could have the rest of your life without $1 million, what would you take?
The $1 million.
But you only got one day, and then that's it.
So what? I'm buying a Lamborghini. No, I'm joking.
Don't listen to this guy.
Don't listen to me. I'm already in shape. I'm taking $1 million.
But I say that, and the moral of it was that no matter how much money you had, it wasn't worth not having time to spend it with the people that you want to spend it with.
Absolutely.
Even if that was with yourself, right? So I don't want $1 million if I don't even have time to spend it all in one day. There's nothing that I would want more than quality time on this earth. Now, that's
powerful.
And part of that, when I get older, I don't want to be a vegetable. I don't want to be in a wheelchair and can't get around and wipe my own butt and, feed myself and do all these things. So the only thing that I can try to do in the meantime is prepare myself, my body, my mind, my spirit to be long lasting and have longevity in those things. So, but it requires work. Anything that's worthwhile takes work, right? So whether it's being in the gym, whether it's getting that master's, whether it's, putting yourself out there, trying to find that job, getting promotions, finding a relationship, it all requires work at some point. Right. And maybe you're blessed and you're fortunate enough not to have to work very hard at some of those things, but eventually you got to work.
And that's the key word. That's the operative word, is work. You have to put that work in. We're talking about mental health and working out, but it's broad. It's with your life, your goals, whatever you have that you feel like, I want to do this. It takes work.
Yeah.
Trust me, take it from me. I'm 50 years old. I've been working my entire life, and I've achieved a lot of my goals. But guess what? I took the first step into being here right now with Terrance. It took work. So it takes work with anything that you want to do in life, any goals you want to achieve, anywhere that you would like to be, you have to take that first step and put in that work. It starts here. So that's what we're talking about, is mental health and being aware of what you need to do. And that's why we're here talking to you now about being aware of what you need to do as far as physical fitness, mental health, and I just forgot my thought that quick. So we're gonna cut that.
But so that's on the physical side of things. So now on there's self-care, right? So that's for guys. And I think females do a pretty good job of maintaining the self-care. I think that's something that you ladies are pretty good with.
I saw it.
But on the guy side, what are us as men doing to make sure that we get that self-care? And then on the other side, having a platform when we're not doing okay, that we can speak about it.
Right.
So I think it's been, what's the word? I don't even want to say taboo. It's been a stigma, right? So that's usually how they articulate men and us not having the ability to communicate on the mental health side and share the whether I'm going through things and I might feel a little depressed, or maybe I'm having relationship issues. So me personally, I don't tell nobody about my personal issues especially when it comes to relationships. I don't let people into my business like that, because if anything good or bad was to happen, I don't need anybody's outside input that isn't necessarily accurate, right? So you get into an argument, you tell your friend, oh, she was this, or oh, he was doing that, and now your friend don't like that person. But now you decided to be with them anyway, right? So now you're in this relationship, you got this significant other, you feeling them now. Y'all might have had some issues at some point, but now your friend who you done told all your business to, treating your significant other kind of sideways, giving them the side eye, was because you gave them too much information. That wasn't their business to have in the first place. And there's a certain portion of that I can only speak for myself. You should keep private, right? You especially if you're a type of person and you have a lot of friends and you have a lot of people watching and you have a lot of opinions around you, even more so, I'm gonna keep those things to myself, because everybody got an opinion, whether it's a good one, a bad one. They might not have no relationship. They might not ever had no good relationships. Trying to give me advice on how to maintain my stuff.
Right.
So, I appreciate, good advice, but sometimes you have to kind of deal with that internally, and hopefully you're communicating on a level with that person that y'all can resolve things. And I always say all the time, most things are easily resolved through a simple conversation. But
Typically,
but that has to be effective communication, right?
it has to be effective communication.
Hollywood always tells me all the time, communication without comprehension is what?
It's nothing.
Nothing.
It's blah blah blah. If you're communicating something to me, and I can't comprehend it, then it's nothing. You're wasting your time. So, the way you might have communicated in a previous relationship might not work for me.
Right.
So we have to get out of that way of thinking that, oh, I'm saying it this way and that's it. Well, no, that way of communication might not work. So what we need to do as individuals is figure out our focus, figure out what we need to do. And I am losing my, what's it called so bad?
Well, I think at the end of the day, you have to know what you need for yourself before you can start asking that from other people.
Right.
So, I think a lot of that has to do with having self-reflection and finding out if you have, some past triggers or past trauma that you may or may not still be dealing with, and know about it, right? It's one thing to say, hey, I was in this past relationship and, I'm not over it, right? And I'm not ready to date. But what about that other side of it when you've gotten out of that relationship and now you're wanting to date, but you're really not healed, you're not ready.
Right.
And now you're going into this situation wanting somebody to accept you and learn your baggage, right? And I get that to a certain point, but whether it's a man or a female, it's always, for me, a great feeling knowing that you're dealing with somebody who isn't bringing past issues into their present situation with yourself. And there's a fine line, right? So I want to be with somebody who we can communicate, and if you do have some issues and we feeling each other, hey, yeah, let's talk about it and let's navigate through those things. But I think there's also has to be balance in that. Right. I don't want to be coming into a situation and I don't have no issues, but now we're trying to fix all your past issues. Right. I don't think that's fair, and vice versa, right? So, part of it's healing with mental health. I think there's so much that can be talked about, especially when it comes to therapy. So please don't ever be afraid to talk to somebody. And I think that's the biggest stigma when it comes to us guys, right, is, hey, let's reach out and talk to somebody. And it doesn't have to be a friend. It doesn't have to be somebody in your circle. It can be a professional. And I think that providing a platform where we're educating guys, hey, if you need somebody to talk to, you can go here. If you need someone to just communicate, and maybe you need a different perspective. So perspective goes a long way. But the first step of that is being able to acknowledge that, hey, I need to speak to somebody. So I think that's can be huge when it comes to reflecting and dealing with your own mental health, is just being able to talk. And maybe you don't necessarily have issues on that aspect, but I think it's huge when you're able to feel comfortable speaking about whatever issues you got. And I think, even our conversation the other day, I felt like, sometimes we go through things and sometimes absolutely, we just, I really needed to hear that. Right? But without having that conversation, without, me picking up the phone and just saying, hey, I was going to text you, but I wanted to pick up the phone.
Right.
Right? So that's relationships, that's friends, that's family members. So take that opportunity while you have it to have those conversations, because you do not know how much time you have on this earth. You don't know how much time they have on this earth. Right. Don't miss out on opportunities because you didn't have a conversation.
And I want to speak to that. You go through things, and I used to go to my dad all the time. Yeah. I run to Pop. he passed away about 3 months ago, and that was my go-to. And because as a man, he taught me how to be a man, and so as a man, it's hard to say, hey babe, blah blah blah, because she might be like, yo babe, it's gonna be okay. I don't need to hear it's gonna be okay.
Right.
I need to hear, push your chin up, stick your chest out, and go handle it. But sometimes, as us men, we only know that way. So it's hard for us to be vulnerable, and hard for us to express the way we really feel. Because if we do, then we're not a man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I also feel like there's a handful of, I won't just say ladies, I'll say people, right? That when you go to them and tell them something, they enable you to be in the same mode that you're in, whether that be depressed, anger, and instead of giving you advice on how to better that situation, they say, oh man, yeah, that's fucked up. That sucks. Yeah, man, that person ain't shit. That's not helping.
Right.
So, big part of that is identifying those people who aren't going to give you good advice and making sure that those aren't the people that you're asking for advice or going to in your time of need. Because that's not what you need. And sometimes that's hard to identify when those people are close to you.
I think it's not so much hard to identify, not to disagree with you, but we don't want to hear that it's us. We don't want to hear that, hey, you might be the problem. If this happens over and over and over again with different people, then maybe we might be the problem. So you need that one friend to say, hey, stop doing that then. Yeah. You know what? Hey, every time I eat this, I gain 4 pounds. Stop eating that. Every time
what's
drink this amount of alcohol, I get fucked up. Hey.
And then I get into an argument.
Stop drinking like that.
What's the common denominator, right? And if all your situations tend to be the same, maybe you have to do some internal and some self-reflection in there. Hey, Lunel, and but do some self-reflecting. And I know that's not easy. It's so not easy sometimes to think and say, you know what? Maybe there is some things that I can change to make my situation better. So, there's a part where you have to take, responsibility for your own actions, take responsibility for the people that you put yourself around, because you putting yourself around those people, you have to make the choice and choose who you want in your circle. And hopefully those are people who are going to look out for your best interests.
Absolutely. I was surrounded by a group of yes men, if you will. Oh, Hollywood, man, you this, you that, you this, you that. And I'm like, yeah. But it took a good friend of mine to say, nah, you need to start doing this. And it changed and transmogrified the whole way I thought about who I was, because somebody was honest with me, and which helped me to be honest with myself, and started to self-reflect and make the proper adjustments and the proper changes. I was going down a hole of self-gratitude. I was the ish, so to speak. But it took a buddy of mine to say, nah, you ain't shit. And I was like, whoa, thank you. And so I made a lot of changes since then. I've gotten back in the gym. I've stopped drinking as much. Every now and then, what I'm saying, me and Terrance will have a shot or two. But I don't drink as much. I don't do some of the things that I've done. I don't go some of the places I've gone. I don't say some of the things I've said, because somebody told me, hey, you just might be the problem. So it took, and I'm 50 on Halloween, belated birthday.
Happy belated birthday to this old man.
Years to make those proper adjustments, but those adjustments are made and life is getting better. It wasn't bad, but it's getting better. So I implore you guys, and I want you guys to really take stock of where your life is at right now. We're talking about mental health, we're talking about physical health. Get in that gym, meditate, massages, sauna,
Get you a good book that's going to educate you on how to get there.
And if you can't read, the audio books. I can't read. Get the audio books.
Kindle.
No excuses.
Kindle works great. So also in that, I just want to kind of touch base on this real quick. Manifestation and the things that you speak to yourself is super powerful. And even if you're by yourself and you're speaking, oh, this isn't going to work out. Oh, I'm worried about that. That's exactly how it's going to be. But if you can get in the mind frame of speaking those things into existence and manifesting and believing, that means having faith in the things that you want in your life, whether that's your relationship, whether that's your job, whether that's your home, whether you're looking for a new car, you have to speak, believe, and have faith in those things, that those things are already for you.
Absolutely.
Because they are. But the second you doubt that, it won't be. So the things that you say to yourself, speaking even about, hey, my appearance, even if you don't feel that you're beautiful, I need you to say that you're beautiful, right? And once you start to say it, and it starts to build confidence, and it starts to be a part of who you are, that's your character. You're a beautiful person. But if you're not thinking that, you're missing out. So, above all else, speak and manifest the things that you want into your life. Have faith that they've already been given to you and you're deserving of them. There's nothing in life that you can't have. If you really want it, go get it. So manifest the things that you need, and surround yourself with the right people. Have self-care. Talk to somebody whenever possible. Friend, stranger. You'd be surprised what kind of friends you might make just starting a conversation with the stranger.
Yep. They're out there to help you. God is sending people out there to help you. Look, and by all means, get in that gym. If you don't have a gym membership, I keep pushing the gym thing. I used to be a trainer. But if you don't have a gym, when you're at home, you're watching your favorite show, get up off that couch and just do some steps in front of the couch for the duration of the commercial.
Or squats, right?
Or squats. Just right in front. It goes a long way. It's a start. Those that are more advanced, during a commercial, get up and do some push-ups. Jump some rope. But do something tomorrow to change how you were today. Do something tomorrow to change how you were today. That's all I can say.
Do something today your future self will thank you for, right? So that's our time. I appreciate y'all spending time with us. This is the Black Exchange with the Salt and Pepper Gang, touching a little base on mental health, Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. So I appreciate everybody who took the time to come out. My dude Hollywood.
I love it, man. I love it here. Hey, we're gonna do a toast.
So this is our toast. We appreciate you.
I'm not above you. I'm not below you. But we're right here with you.
I need to replenish.
Hey, we out. Hey, I see y'all live. What up?
Till next time, y'all. Peace.